watching Disconnected's final round coverage of the Mirada Open. Join us to start things off after a quick message.
Technicolor Printing specializes in making your life easier. We don't mess around with your time, and we make it happen. Whether it's screen printing, embroidery, graphic design, or promotional products, we want to be one of your teammates. We provide every customer with a digital mock-up of their order. Our whole goal at Technicolor is to make apparel ordering easy. We want to do it right the first time, every time. People don't have to mess around when they call us. We have the staff to make sure that every time you call, someone's going to answer. When you send an email, someone's going to respond.
Hi everybody, and welcome into the booth for some exciting final round coverage here at the 2026 Mirada Open. I'm Ethan Wellin, joined by Chris Brophy.
Hey there.
Chris, it's been 2 days of really challenging golf here at Mirada, and we have a great final round coverage card in store for us today, headlined by Aaron Gossage throwing the new bag of MVP discs. Aaron has been off to a great start this 2026 season, finding some form.
Leading off, ladies and gentlemen, sponsored by MVP and Idio Sports. And he wanted me to say, go Broncos, Aaron Goose Gossage!
Well, unfortunately, we know how that turned out. Really challenging opening tee shot.
Slight turnover.
Could not tell if he made the mandatory, and it
finish.
looked like it leaked out left either way, so likely an opening penalty stroke for Aaron.
Reilly!
Talking over Jake's introduction. Jake, a great player, has matched Aaron shot for shot, and that is a confident opening drive for a man who wants to win his first A tier today.
Great place to be.
Next up on the
Tough starting
final card,
hole.
ladies and gentlemen, sponsored by Infinite Discs and Finish Line Discs, Drew Gibson!
Now, Drew bogeyed 3 of his first 5 holes on our coverage here in round 1, but since then, he's played 14 under golf, which is only 2 strokes off of Goose's pace. So you kind of squint, you can say, like, Drew is right there, playing at the same level as our leaders.
From La Mirada, let's hear it for him, Chris Pinegar Jr.
Junior, king of La Mirada. Or at least the prince, inherited from Bobby Music, long down line. Sam Ferens, all the greats. But Chris has been running things here locally for the last half decade plus.
That's perfectly positioned, matches Jake.
And rounding out the wonderful lead card in the MPO division from San Carlos, California, Clint Calvin!
Clint is a baller. Seen some good tour time. Local out of San Diego. Real solid player, has all the tools. Needs to skip left.
Good luck, gentlemen. Have a great round.
Unfortunate straight skip there. Leaves Clint out of bounds. Clint has played super steady golf through 2 rounds. Only 3 bogeys through 36 holes. Very few OBs, very few missed mandatories.
This opening hole, you had to make a decision. Am I going for this? Am I going to get aggressive? I think the right answer is yes, and then you take what you get. But you could really mess this hole up by trying to lay up. There were a few holes that were like this out here. You're better off just going for it.
If you go for the aggressive play and make a mistake, you still have a chance to save a par. If you lay back off this tee and make a mistake, you are getting a bogey.
Yeah, Junior. Football. Football's more important. Yeah.
There was OB about 28 feet behind the target, which made the upshots interesting. You didn't want to really run it as you normally may with an uphill shot. Just gonna get the bounce back. Good job.
Good cleanup putt.
It's a way to start.
Just like that, it's a dead heat between Aaron and Jake. There are 2 USDGC spots on the line today, Chris. It probably doesn't mean much to Aaron, but for a lot of the rest of the men in the top 8 or so that are within possible reach of grabbing that spot, you know, we've got folks in that list who have never made it into the USDGC. Jake Froehle would certainly be one. Jake Brown would be another, at the top of the second card.
Couple local kids that deserve a shot out there representing our great state.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Pinegar has ever made it in.
Ooh,
Certainly
that
has
is
been
fluff.
playing.
Looked right at his hand. See OB right yesterday?
He was. I wonder if that might have factored in. It's like Aaron kind of made the same mistake. Is that a little bit sawed off? No, of course not. The guy's got a ton of power. That's just fine.
Drill it into the tree and drop.
This backhand seems
Nice and smooth. Get
really
in.
technical.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, too smooth. Hit the curb. Nice step.
It's almost the very same place he was yesterday. He made that big putt to save his par. Pinegar 2 under start. That's what you have to do if you're going to make up such a sizable gap. Pair of putts just a little timid from Clint. Low left side. He's looking at his hand. I wonder if the grip is feeling a little bit funky.
Unlike the rest of the country this weekend, it's kind of warm out here in the afternoons. Could have a little sweaty palm going already. And the biggie. Big old par 5 uphill. No gimme making this Mandy. I mean, you do have to A, worry about getting through the Mandy, and then B, landing in bounds. Some people who were throwing turnovers were getting OB on the right side, and then other people were letting it hyzer and skip and were getting OB in the road. So that tee shot was no gimme, and even if you successfully complete the tee shot, that's just the beginning of your worries. More fun to come. Let's see how they do. And you can't go too high. Oh, there's things to touch.
Yeah, I mean, that gets in bounds, but it just costs a ton of distance to touch that high ceiling.
It needs to come out of it, and it's great. Which it is. Great. What a place to be. Attacked.
A little bit of late turn from Clint. That's a nice looking shot. Good position.
Nice use of gap. Jake's gonna ride the left side.
He's been doing this play both rounds that we've seen him on coverage, teeing off the dirt, opening up a little bit more space to throw hyzer down on the left side. I think it plays well for his sidearm to be down there and to be able to play kind of the whole length of the hole along the road instead of going up into this right side fairway where Chris is headed. This needs to continue. Okay, it's a good result now. Just don't want to see that roller turn over and start going right. There's bad things up there. Clint, conversely, needs to stand.
That's the road.
Yeah.
Jake with a big uphill pull. Probably not enough to get there, but easy layup for Bird.
Yeah.
What's Drew got? All the way at the tee pad. Oh, his angle's cut off.
What?
Might have had enough to do it anyways.
Found a way through the middle of that Y-shaped tree. I wonder if that was the gap he was aiming for. Clint after the OB stroke, so this will be an important one to try and save his par. Clint's been putting a lot of work on that sidearm. And it's gotten a lot sharper over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Easy birdie. Uh-oh.
Once again, Gossage mentioned that the one thing that's still a little bit uncomfortable is the little touch sidearms, suggesting to the new plastic and having the confidence of those reps. A lot of tour pros will tell you that they don't really put a lot of work on anything inside maybe 250 or so, and so if you don't have that muscle memory groove, the confidence groove, suddenly those shots feel just a little funky standing over your mini.
Good birdie, Jake. Yeah, those little touch forehands, you don't want to think about those. That needs to just be point and shoot, like you're playing catch with your buddy. So if he's not quite feeling it, it's going to make it hard. Oh, four, the big turnover.
Yeah, big high shot off this tee, working to the right. Somewhere up here around these palm trees or just to the right of them will give you a really nice angle as you go down the hill on your second shot. We're flying over an OB area right now, a bit of a pond and then a peninsula green. OB pretty close, short side and backside, so we want to come into this green with some control.
Jake going roller, I like it. Got it way out there before it landed, has time to flip.
Much better than in round two.
I'd imagine this is gonna go high. Oh, I couldn't quite tell. All right, he went roller. Just looking forward to seeing Drew just throw that one really high and let it drift, but he went to the ground instead. Looks like Pinegar's gonna keep it in the air. Keep turning. Perfect.
The permanent hole on the regular La Mirada Lakeside course is a pin that is somewhat near the landing zone that these guys are going for. As Goose hyzers out a little too much, that's going to be a strange angle over there. So for Chris, who plays La Mirada all the time, it's probably pretty easy for him, mentally. It's almost just that he's playing that same shot, that he's probably thrown 1,000 times. Just maybe powering up, trying to rip it as far around that corner as he can.
Yeah, you're right. It is basically the same shot as the tee shot for the palm tree position there. He's thrown it a lot of times.
Looks like Aaron went long out of bounds. He'll have a comebacker to save his par. And that's an opportunity for Jake. He can stick this bullseye. Wow.
In the beach. Drew, nice and wide. Like that. So if he did go out, he went out late.
Looked like the shadow went right across the band of that disc catcher. And Pinegar, the local, agrees with you as well. The play is wide hyzer. Make that peninsula nice and big.
Mm-hmm. Sit. Sit.
Okay. Clint maybe deserved a better result than that, but at least it stayed in bounds. There's that step putt from Drew that was so dialed when he won his Elite Series victories 2 years back. Par save goes low for Aaron. That's going to be a 2-stroke swing in Jake's favor. And it's going to catapult Jake into the lead.
Birdie for the local. 3 down. It's a good start. Touchy par 3. You can 2 it, you can 9 it. So much of a slope. Bad things can happen.
There is a clip of, is it Mark Molnar? Making an ace on this hole in the Golden State Classic. I want to say around 2006. So, one of the really cool things about having this tournament at La Mirada, all these great players, is the history of this course. Of course, the layout has changed so much over the years, but you can look back on YouTube and see, highlights from 1983, I believe. We've got done a pace in the Mazda Open. Of course, that's 1 year after the very first PDGA World Championship was contested in part on this property. There's coverage of the 2006 Golden State Classic. That's a Rico Climo Feldberg battle. Another great era of West Coast disc golf. There's coverage of that Disc Golf World Tour event that we talked about in round 2. Paul McBeth victory. I would say one of the great precursors of the current Elite Series format, UC's World Tour program. And you can see the progression of this course just getting tuned harder and harder and harder as the players get better and the disc technology advances.
I don't remember as much rope in those early days. This felt like one of the harder versions that we'd seen, that it was long and the OB was tighter than ever. So you're exactly right. It's evolving, getting tougher and tougher. Beautiful place to throw some discs.
It's been a bit of a sleepy opening 9 for Aaron. That's a good birdie to get it under par. Trading back the 2 strokes he traded with Jake on the 5th. Hole 6, the par 4, 680 feet. This first shot is a placement hyzer around a mandatory in that stand of pine trees on the left side of your frame. It'll land somewhere around where the drone's flying over right now, and it sets up a straight shot down the hill. The green's on a bit of a side slope, and so I'm going to control the speed and angle of that disc as you come to rest somewhere down here in this area to get yourself a putt. You see the culvert there on the right side of the green. That's not out of bounds this year. Has been in the past, but a little bit more forgiving on the green this time around.
High and wide's a good play. Get that drift over left. Just make sure you still have a straight shot at it. You don't have to deal with those trees on the right. Another good place. Gonna either take it high or low. It's another low.
Yeah, Jake has preferred this low shot both rounds, ending up in a similar position.
Feels like a few less things to hit low. You just have to trust the skip. Not really going for max distance, but just getting left.
It's a good shape for Clint, right into the sweet spot.
Looks like everybody's in that channel pretty much.
Yes. Go good.
Jump in. Nice shot.
Depth perception can be really challenging here. The bottom of the basket is hidden from the player's perspective. You can just see the crest, and then you kind of know how far behind that crest the basket is. Aaron opting to go straight today. In round one, we saw him go up and wide over everything with that blue, I think maybe it's a nitro, overstable fast disc. That looked to be more of a mid. This looks to be maybe a mid or a slow fairway for Drew. Pinegar, always such a committed run up and follow through. Really gets his shoulders through the shot.
Oh. Nice putt, Drew.
That's two of those big C2 makes from Drew already. Aaron to keep the momentum going after a good birdie on 6.
There you go, HB. Tough tee shot. The Mandy's tight enough, and then they put a tree right in the middle of it. It'd be nice if it was right in the middle, but it's in front of it and in the middle. So if you ping it, you're kicking somewhere bad.
If you manage to navigate all that and get down here in the flat, you still have to hold the disc straight enough to not find your way in the road. We saw Aaron find the road in round 2. Set yourself up for maybe 350 to 400 feet up to this green.
Just a touch high, but he survives. He threw that hard. Like, you need to get down there, but you're ripping one into a lot of wood. Drew looked like he was a little more careful. Let's look at the angle. Looks like it.
Yeah, two different mentalities, and it kind of depends on the player. If it's better to, take a nice, slow, measured run up and throw a touch shot when you're trying to hit a gap. And some players find it easier to hit a gap if they just commit. Ricky does that. Ricky Wysocki always talks about just attacking the gap instead of trying to make it through the gap. That mentality change helps him throw more accurate shots. Nice committed shot by Clint too.
Really wide. Guess if you have Drew power.
I think he had to go wide to go around this random cowboy walking through the fairway.
Yeah, he made a long up shot longer going that way, but pulled it off. Perfect.
Jake is certainly not shrinking from the moment. I don't know if it's possible to really make Aaron feel nervous at this season opening A tier, but certainly nice feeling to get up there and park the hole and make him throw next. See if you can put a little sweat in his fingers.
Ooh, Clint tries to give it a little kiss.
Shades of the 2025 Doghouse Open there for Clint. That's 3. I'm going to call that one C2 as well. You give Drew C2 on that last one?
Yeah.
So that's 3 already. Nice putt for Aaron. 3 in a row for Aaron.
Well, looks like our lead card's starting to figure out this hole a little bit.
Hole 8, the gymnasium hole. We're going around the corner of this basketball facility and out into a pretty generous landing area. Just want to get it out there as far as you can, as Aaron has shown us in round 1 and round 2 that the difference between being up there and having a mid or a slow fairway into this island green is pretty vast versus having to take something fast from further back. And that's why probably going to see our leaders try to go inside of this tall tree, cut the corner, and get the most possible distance up there.
Yeah, be looking down at the basket from there. That is a great place to be. Drew ups to go around the tree.
So a little bit nose up from Jake, maybe not quite maximizing the distance.
Center cut.
Clint may be the least power arm speed in this group, but a great gap hitter, maximizes the flight with angle control. Shot after shot, he's getting out there. That came from way back. That's a great shot. Jake opting to play short. There is an opportunity to make a birdie still from the short side there.
Oh, got a slide. Good job. Be a birdie for Junior.
Looks like the side hill might have eaten up Clint's plant foot there.
Oh, that'll be some strokes.
Wow. Takes a lot of body control to throw hyzer. It looks like Aaron might have caught a bad roll out of bounds there. Takes a lot of body control to throw hyzer off of a side hill like that.
Yep.
Big opportunity for Jake to pick up one on Aaron, but slips away with that high putt. Drew keeps the putter hot.
Okay, these guys are gonna get aggressive. You have to throw it pretty good and hard to make sure you're gonna have a decent shot, you know, if you're gonna go for it on your second one. So with that side hill, bad things can happen. You can't just land with a bunch of hyzer. You're on a 50-50 ball at that point, whether it's gonna roll across that gutter OB. So you need something you can land flat. Like that shape.
I wonder if that's possibly just a mid-range.
lovely.
There's a
Bad shape too.
There's a pinch point and a big OB area kind of down there where you see the card ahead.
That needs to come back. If you get the skip and not the roll, should be okay.
All right, Bruce.
Same. Not too big of a roll. Should be fine. Come out of that. Yeesh, it might be wet.
Yeah.
Side hill.
You can see this painted area.
Side hill.
Get going.
Ooh.
That's out of bounds. Clint is taking his third shot here, and it's a dangerous one. Over the out of bounds. Really well played. Pinegar gets himself a putt for birdie.
The shape of it, you know, if you get on that right side, it makes you want to throw the forehand, but if you land in the flats and you skip out, you could be in big trouble. And what did Jake do there? Did he get out? Good skip control. Drew throwing from OB. This
is Jake's birdie putt. It's going to give Aaron an opportunity to open up a two-stroke lead. If he can capitalize on this short opportunity. Really good par save by Clint after the drive got away from him. He's had a frustrating front nine.
Good birdie.
Oh, I'm sorry. So Jake's drive must have been out of bounds. Bogey for Jake. 3-stroke lead for Aaron. The Charger, folks, is Jake Brown. 7 under front nine. That's electric stuff. He's 4 back of Aaron. And right in the hunt for that USDGC spot, accorded to the top 2 players in today's tournament. Hole 10, a par 4. It's a placement shot. There's 2 fairways. An initial fairway that ends at about, say, 400 feet from the tee pad. There's a big OB crossing on the second shot up to an island green. All weekend we've seen a mix of these. Basically, it's a stock hyzer at these players' power level. Wide of the trees, out over the out of bounds, and crashing down into the center of the fairway. Easy there. You don't want to get that too far up on the left side, but Aaron is safe. And we've seen a few of these up the middle plays. I think a little more technical to do that, but at least the disc is inbounds the whole way.
I like the up the middle. You're playing along the fairway that way. That hyzer, these guys are getting flirty with the tree, and if you flatten it at all, it's easy to go long because that's the short end of the OB where that gutter is, kind of where it looks like he landed.
And if you make a mistake, as we saw, I think it was Logan riding maybe in round 2, it's almost a re-tee.
Yeah.
So a huge penalty for a miss on that hyzer. But it doesn't bite anybody today, at least not on this card.
Farther left you go, the closer you can get to the basket, but the more your angle's cut off. So a little bit of a give and take.
And this shot is perhaps playing a little bit more uphill than it looks on our cameras.
It's pretty uphill, and the OB's fairly tight. It's on a peninsula. A lot of peninsula holes made out of OB.
Since Aaron is on the left side of the fairway, he's having to wrap that shot around the big evergreen trees that define the corner of the island green.
Yeah, you do not want to mess with those early trees.
See if Drew can keep that putter hot. Good putt. Don't want to make too much of an early season A-tier Chris, but those are the putts that have haunted Aaron in the past. These C1 edge down the stretch in contention for a win. Having the confidence to just pour those in over these last 8 or 9 holes could be the key to victory, to holding off Jake Froehle and the charging Jake Brown on the second card.
Well, if Aaron's been hanging with Parker off season, they're probably getting a lot of putts in. And as great of a thrower of the disc as he is, becomes a great putter as well. It's a very dangerous man. So this flyover isn't quite showing the target. It's right at the top of that hill. Had it at 300 feet if you go straight at it. A lot of people were skirting the TD's idea of going through the middle. I think because everything short of the gully was a hazard. So if you touch anything, you're taking a stroke. It was easy enough to just go around it. I saw some people try to go around it and still end up in the hazard. But I'd like to see him put a Mandy on it for next year. Force you down the middle.
Oh, here's one up the middle. Thank you, Drew. Love to see it. Looks like a little bit short, but should be an opportunity
It
for
would
birdie.
be more fun of a hole if it was forced.
I'm not sure that you would need the hazard if you quadruple mandatory that diamond gap. Seems like that would be penalty enough. Of course, that poor tree would take a beating.
Yeah. Sit down.
According to rule, Drew will be awarded a birdie despite missing his birdie putt since he threw the cool route. Are you familiar with that, Chris? That's a new PDGA rule for 2026.
If you throw the cool route, you get the birdie no matter what?
Yes.
Love it. Should see plenty of Simon lines this year with the new rule.
Another steady putt by Aaron, another birdie. Moves him to -6 for the round and 24 overall. Drew looks to clean up his par. Downhill side of an elevated basket, short putts get a little funky.
Yep.
You see a lot of the rim of that cage, and then a lot of the band, and not much chain available in between the two.
Yep. Still breathing off a couple things from that hole.
Hole 12, par 4. One of the signature holes here at La Mirada on the backside. The fairway is the left side of this culvert, so everything to the right is out of bounds. And then we'll cross over onto this long, slender island green with the basket all the way out in the corner of the park. The only other thing to mind is there is a late mandatory, so Aaron's flying right at it, but you just got to hyzer off that tree, climb in bounds. I don't know,
that
Chris.
Was risky.
I mean,
if he got left, he's perfect. If he didn't, he's way, way, way back there. That's stretching a little far too. Are you getting out of that tree? Did that even make the Mandy?
I don't know.
Chris, local, knows that you don't let your disc get flat if you have power. You put hyzer on it and ride that hyzer the whole way. And just barely miss the Mandy.
It's perfect
And
placement.
that's the play. Drew, who has ample power, plays pretty casually into the middle of the fairway. He's not messing with that out of bounds.
I suppose that you have to have the mandatory, Chris, in order to protect the tee for the next hole, but it is fun if you're out at La Mirada on a Saturday afternoon and you happen to see some of the local kids. There's a couple bombers out there at La Mirada. They will stand up there on that tee pad and fire directly at this green. It is reachable. And an amazing eagle, so maybe in a future iteration of the La Mirada Open we'll get to see that shot. As Drew just trickles out of bounds on the left side.
I think we saw that curb save him in round 1, so curb karma right there.
Good approach for Clint. Aaron must have skipped off of that pavement
I think he probably did.
to be that far in bounds.
That's a great shot then.
Flirting with disaster, but then just turning into the easiest possible birdie.
Trying to dump in the eagle.
Important putt for Jake, I think. Maintain contact with Aaron. Don't want to let that gap get too big.
Yeah, he's probably steaming a little. He's been within a stroke or two of him for a long time.
Yeah, even had the lead briefly around hole 2 or hole 3. Now Aaron's opened up a couple shot gap.
And we did see a Wysocki throw in on that hole. Maybe not the one you expect. It was Zach Wysocki getting the eagle on that last hole.
Excellent. Congratulations, Zach. I hope there's video out there somewhere. I would love to see that throw in.
You know, you mentioned the fun route getting points for the new rules in 2026. So, brought up the Simon line. You know, before there was such a thing called the Simon line, Simon played this hole, took it left over the houses, parked it. He was OB over the homes, over that neighborhood the whole way, and parked it. I don't think anybody's ever tried it since. But no, I think that was the beginning of the Simon line.
I think perhaps the young man from Germany was not familiar with the real estate prices here in Southern California. I do not throw my frisbees at $1 million houses as a general principle.
Yeah.
It is a mind-bending shot to imagine, though. I'd love to see him come back and do it for us again sometime, Simon.
Mm-hmm.
The weather's good here in January.
And we hear you get a birdie no matter what happens. So with the new rules, you should come try it.
Yeah.
Sorry for any kids at home that are taking us more seriously than they should. This line, getting them again. They tucked that line in. It made this hole tough.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of players get bit by that right side OB string. This is a cool technical.
Slow down. Oh, good tree. I think that was going to get out.
Yeah. Might have saved 2 strokes.
Mm-hmm.
This is a little bit leaky from Aaron.
It's uphill. Anything that turns over a little, like it would just keep turning. Ugh. And the pine cone.
Good speed control by Clint. Another nice birdie for Aaron as he continues his march. Capitalizing on the tree kick, Jake's able to make his birdie, hanging in there 3 back of the lead.
Haven't seen any eagles on this yet, but I would think one of these guys could get a look with that roller. Seeing a couple of these guys get rollers up to the top of that hill if they just get the angle right. Easier said than done. Somebody could get a look.
If there's ever a time for that aggressive play, Sunday final round, leaders opened up a bit of a gap. That extra stroke could be really important as we come down this home stretch.
Drew could do it. Get up. Oh, he went too far.
Really promising.
That was gone.
You think
He went
it's
out the back.
OB
Yeah.
long?
Yeah. I was waiting for a flag. Oh no.
Just standing
What
back
are we
there,
watching?
contemplating life.
Sport sucks. I throw too hard. Oh.
This is
Oh.
miss it. Up there. That maybe has too much cut angle.
Caught it.
Yeah.
Now you gotta die.
Lucky to get slowed down. Sometimes those rollers, if they don't stand up enough, they can just, the hill accelerates them and they fly down there into the road. Still an opportunity for birdie. This is a tough little blind approach.
Sit.
Okay. Edge of C1 for Aaron.
He's safe right there? Is that where the roller ended up?
No way.
Oh. Oh.
No way.
Oh.
Drew threw two spectacular shots. He's more than likely going to get rewarded with a bogey. Let's see if he can save his par. Nope.
Ouch.
Disc golf gods are not with him today. That's probably going to put the win out of reach for Drew.
That's the one you're talking about later at the bar.
Nice birdie for Pinegar. He's putting together a steady round. Probably not going to be able to catch Aaron at this point, but a top 5 finish comes with a nice payday here at La Mirada. Fan favorite and local kid.
Damn, that's an ugly bogey, Drew. Goes past it in one. Stays safe. Ugh. The disc golf gods.
So with Aaron's par there in 15, Jake Brown, playing the 16th here, one ahead of us, has just made birdie and he's only one back, Chris. So he's passed Jake Froehle and he's put Aaron on notice, I'm sure. Aaron is a score watcher. I'm sure he's aware. Jake is up there shredding it ahead of him.
13 out of 16? That man's playing some golf. Uh-oh. I look lucky. Right down the middle. Left side can give you some stuff to mess with. Wow, that's a smooth forehand. Drew, power roller, get down. Oh, kind of a hop. I can go a long way. Flip.
Gotta stay out of the road.
Oh no, yeah, that hop didn't help. Looked like he might have landed it a little too steep. Goose cut down in his prime.
Awkward little spot for Clint. That was a really nice angle.
You see where all these guys landed, and I pointed out that pull-up bar that Goose had put his forehand up to the first day.
Yeah, now throwing his third from behind that same mark. So Drew was out of bounds. He's gonna have an opportunity to save his par though. Working really hard, not getting much reward on the scorecard.
Yeah, and the rest of the card's in a funky place now too.
It's a little bit of a shaky putt from Aaron. It does climb in to save the par, but
And anything can happen on these last few holes. People can take big numbers, and weird things happen at end of tournaments. Nerves happen. It's early in the season, but
absolutely. 18 in particular, you know, certainly an opportunity for a two-stroke swing. Hole 16, the double mandatory followed by the double mandatory late. We've seen the most success here, Chris, with the players that have kind of blasted a drive through this first set of mandatories pretty hard. Get a really short second shot. This green is really skinny.
yeah, I think it's worth it to attack. Attack hard off the tee. Try to get in the middle as far up as you can. But ceiling's a bit in play. Looks like Junior got a little lucky there. And Jake was perfect.
Yeah, Jake.
But
Jake Brown up ahead is just parred to the 17th, so he remains one stroke back of Aaron with one to play. Of course, Aaron's still needing to navigate the second set of mandatories here. So this is an important shot. I think he stayed in bounds. Scary, anything that touches that late tree, because you really only got maybe 15 feet of safe ground on either side.
Oh. There we go.
Yeah, Drew. Yeah, Derek.
Good pressure birdie by Aaron. Opens the gap back up to 2 over Jake Brown. 4 over Froehle.
Takes off a little pressure. Can play the last 2 holes safely if you need to.
Has to be the only card of the day where everybody birdied the 16th.
3 cracks at it. I guess they finally figured it out. Yeah, that's a good score. All 3s. Saw some much bigger numbers out there.
Of course, you know what that means, Chris. We got to make it harder next year. Hole 17, 375 feet straight away.
I like the
OB
attack.
is lurking behind.
Way to get aggressive. And Aaron not turned enough. Well, maybe enough, but not for under.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, Junior. Come on.
There it is. He's thrown that shot 1,000 times.
I think for Jake Froehle to have any hope of stealing that USDGC spot back from Jake Brown, he needs birdie. So that is an important first step. Get that drive down there in C1.
can see a couple of these guys going overstable, letting it fall into the hill, not wanting to mess with that OB parking lot. Into the wind. It's good to club up into the wind. And Jake wanted that one.
Just a little timid down the hill with the OB behind. Is a slippery putt. Aaron makes a really nice birdie, as does Clint. Pinegar gets the drive so close that he shows us the bag putt.
Well, one left. 5 strokes from Aaron to Jake. He probably is looking at the battle for second. The Jake battle. Jake versus Jake.
Our 54th and final hole at the 2026 La Mirada Open is the big par 5 18th. Around the corner of the fence into this big grassy fairway. There's a pinch point here, a little bit of OB to cross, and then through the double mandatory, a little bit of late OB behind the green. We haven't seen anybody find that on our coverage this weekend. Nose angle is key. You go up over this hill.
Over the hill, under the trees, right of the corner of the fence, but left of the pole, left of the line. Great drive. Oof. Look how close that is to the line. Look how close that is to the line. And he put some left on it. You can see how easy it is to get OB there.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
If your distance, like you didn't, if your distance, like. Right.
Go left. Yep. Man, I was hoping Drew just put down a cut roller. Just go for it.
Yeah.
Try to get across. Looks like it.
He made it. That is a big shot.
Yep. Big downhill blast.
Sets up an opportunity for the birdie. Anything.
Jake playing it safe.
Yeah.
Hyzer the whole way.
And at this point, with Jake Brown in the clubhouse, Froehle would need eagle to tie for that second place spot. So perhaps just thinking a podium finish here at the first 8 tier of the year is good enough.
Yeah, he might have been feeling a different level of pressure than Jake Brown. Jake was just ripping away or Jake Brown was, while Froehle's probably trying to not play too much match play with Aaron. Hard not to.
Yeah, nice to be on that second card. The second card charger. Play loose. For Gossage, a few things to work on, but overall the game has looked really good. He looks comfortable with the new discs. The putter has been on. Promising signs for the 2026 season for Aaron.
He was the highest rated player in the field coming into the event, and he has the lowest score at the moment. That's how it's supposed to work. Although, gotta actually go play the game because lots can happen.
Really good
Good
finishing.
birdie for Jake.
Birdie.
Hold your head high. Great shooting. Clint finishes with a birdie. Good job.
Tough day
That
for
top
Clint,
10.
but he hangs on to the top 10 with 5 consecutive birdies to finish.
Drew takes a bogey, but good golf.
He looked sharp this weekend.
No.
The putter was really good.
Coming back from a back injury, he had power. He had C2 putts. Hopefully, he's back on regular tour soon.
We have our
There's our winner.
FPO champion, Mr. Aaron Gossage.
Thanks so much for having me out here, guys. Great community. I love the guys came out with the clinic, and just everyone's been super nice to me all weekend. So love the courses, love the crowd. Shout out to MVP, my new manufacturer this year. Got the new discs, I seem to be flying good, and shout out to Idio. Thanks, guys, and I'll show up back at some point.
Great kickoff to an exciting season, Chris. Only a couple weeks away from the Wintertime Open. We'll be right back here on Disconnected. As we take a look at the final round leaderboard.
Some good scores. Parker charging with a 12. Jake Brown 13 under 1066. Can't wait for the next one.
With Chris Brophy, I'm Ethan Wellin. On behalf of Disconnected, signing off. Till next time, folks.
See ya.